I'd like to take this opportunity of addressing these remarks particularly to my Open University students, in fact to anyone who is about to be taking their exams. Now of course if you're not, perhaps you've got exams next year, or if you're really lucky you haven't got exams ever, but few of us in this modern age will ever face that again. But if that's the case, that you're not facing exams, I do encourage you to come back and review this video halfway through when you are revising. But first, to those who've got exams coming up. It's not much fun, is it? But actually that's part of the challenge, to make revising fun. And if you look at it, a lot of the devices that have been used to enable people to memorise things actually are quite fun. A lot of the science of mnemonics, and I apologise if I pronounce it incorrectly, actually are quite silly. You remember silly rhymes, you remember silly pictures. I know, and it was a terrible thing to do to my daughter when she was a young child, I taught her how to memorise the list of all the American presidents. And what she did was to link together a series of little scenarios involving the name of the president. And by putting them together was able to remember not just the name of the president, but where they fitted in the succession. And those kinds of tools, the more absurd, the more ridiculous they are, the more memorable they are. There are lots of games you can play. I mean, why not organise your own pub quiz? Probably not best to involve people who aren't studying for your exams, but quizzes, great way of testing your memories whilst bringing back those happy memories of sitting in a pub playing pub quiz games. Or you could do something totally ridiculous. I mean, look at Sesame Street or programmes like that, which are educational programmes, where they use puppets to get a message across. Well, you know, you could invest in a couple of glove puppets, or you could actually do it yourself. You could say, right, I'm going to explain to you about Dicey's views on the sovereignty of Parliament. First of all, he said that Parliament could pass any law it wants.
Yes, but I disagree with that. I think that that's outdated now that we're a member of the European Union. My arguments are...
and so on. Yeah, very, very silly, but probably more memorable than writing out from a textbook. And I've often mentioned the idea of sitting your cat on your bed, or sitting a soft toy if you haven't got a friendly cat around, and explaining to them some of the key points that you want to revise, because articulating your knowledge not only illustrates to you whether you're going down the wrong track, but also reinforces all those links in your memory that you wish to reactivate on the day of the exam. So, those are some important points about enjoying revising and doing silly things, again, presumably behind closed doors. But I want to make another serious point here about what can happen in exams. A lot of revision is about facts, it's about learning facts. If it's law, it's about learning cases, about learning rules and the like. And there can be a tendency that students who through their assignments have done really well and shown great thought, faced with revision, concentrate on facts, and when it comes to the exam are very good at putting down the facts. That might get them a pass, but actually at a senior level then you're talking about the need for arguments as well. And so look through your textbook, look at those areas where your textbooks are making reference to arguments. So whether there should be reform of a particular area, whether something is a good idea or a bad idea. So to take some legal examples, you can have an argument about the role of magistrates or the role of juries. You can have arguments about the sovereignty of Parliament, about whether there needs to be reform of different areas of criminal law, whatever. again, it's very easy to describe the arguments, but the highest marks can come from critical evaluation. So as part of your preparation, it might be useful to get a little file in the same way as the Prime Minister does at Prime Minister's Question Time, and there he's got all the key points and all the key things that he can bring together and use as an argument. Be flexible in your answer. One reason I've seen people fail exams is that they've rehearsed the argument so hard that when they see a question, they answer the question that they've prepared rather than the question that they've done. So be flexible. Get those key points. See how they can fit together, how you can use them, whatever the question is throwing at you. But argument is just as important as fact, so prepare for those. Well, enjoy the rest of your revision, and thank you for listening.